Hey kids, this is Princess Readalong and
The Taste
from Kids Reading Corner 207. And today we're going to read The Princess and the P.E. story by Angela Kanter. This story is in the book Don't Kiss the Frog, Princess Stories with Attitude, chosen by Fiona Waters. And now we're gonna start. Princess Wendy was crying. It was sports day soon at Poor Linda Perfect's school for princes and princesses. Princess Wendy was hopeless at sports. There were two teams, princes and princesses, and the princess team always won. And everybody said it was Princess Wendy's fault. She couldn't run fast or jump high or catch a ball like the other princesses. Weedy Wendy, you're the only bad one on the princesses team, moaned horrible Princess Elegantia. It's all right for her, thought Wendy. Princess Elegantia's fairy godmother had given her a leg stretching spell at birth, and now she could run and jump like a kangaroo. If it wasn't for you, we would have won everything, whined Princess Viola. It was all right for her, too. Her fairy godmother had given Princess Viola extra flexible fingers so that she could stretch right across the field so she could always catch any ball that was thrown to her. But what special powers had Princess Wendy been given? Only one, the ability to talk to frogs. So that's why Princess Wendy was sitting by the school pond, crying. Instead of changing into her sports and t-shirt and going down to the sports field to practice with the rest of her class.
Suddenly, there was an ear-piercing whistle, and a frog came bounding out of the water. "What's up? What's up?" asked the frog briskly. "All the other princesses in my class hate me," said Princess Wendy. "It's my fault we're not going to beat the princess team on sports day. I'm terrible at sports. I can't even keep the golden egg on my spoon in the golden goose race." A big tear trickled down her cheek. The frog flicked out his tongue and licked it off. That made Princess Wendy giggle. Now, said the frog, "pay attention." He blew his whistle again. Princess Wendy almost fell into the pond with shock. "Please don't blow that thing," she begged. "I will teach you how to jump and run," said the frog, taking no notice. "And we'll teach those other silly princesses a lesson too. Now, look, follow me. Imagine you're jumping for something you'd really like to eat. A big fat fly, perhaps. A chocolate eclair," said Princess Wendy firmly, and she tried to imagine it hanging there in the air. The frog blew his whistle, and Wendy jumped so high that she could have snatched chocolate eclair from the treetops. "I said not to blow that thing," said Princess Wendy when she recovered. "That was a great jump," said the frog, ignoring her complaint. "Now let's do some running. Imagine you're chasing something you really want. A delicious worm, perhaps. A pair of shoes," said Princess Wendy breathlessly. "Silver ones with roses on the front." "If you must," said the frog and blew his whistle.
Princess Wendy shot across the field, faster than a prince on sports day. Finally, the frog showed her a special sticky leaf that she could rub on her hands to help her catch a ball. I could teach you to catch flies on your tongue if you like, said the frog. No thanks, said Princess Wendy, trying to sound grateful. I think I know enough now. Well, you're all ready for sports day, said the frog. I hope you win. Oh, thank you, said Princess Wendy. But how about teaching the other princesses a lesson? Oh, don't worry, just wait and see what happens, said the frog. Princess Wendy walked back to the sports field. Ooh, look, it's Weedy Wendy, screeched Princess Vula. Come on, Weedy, cried Princess Elegantia. Come and help us lose again. The princes were singing. Princesses are silly, feeble and frilly. Their clothes are much too pink, and running makes them sink. And many more verses that are too horrible to repeat.
But when the sports started, the princes were astonished. None of them could jump as high as Princess Wendy or run as fast or catch the ball so many times they just couldn't understand it. And for some reason, every time a race started, they seemed to hear an enormous ear-splitting whistle. It really put off the princes. And at the end of sports day, the princesses' team had 100 points and the princes had no points at all. Well done, said the other princesses, patting Wendy on the back. You're our best friend, Wendy. But Wendy wasn't fooled. She knew that other princesses didn't like her. Then they just wanted to win sports day. The princesses were speechless, covered in mud and sweat. They didn't even have the heart to steal the princess's crown while they were getting changed.
Perlinda Perfect walked onto the sports field to present the golden cup to the winners. Who will collect the cup on the behalf of the princesses? She asked. Wendy wondered if the other princesses would choose her to collect the cup and get her picture taken by the photographer from the Royal Report newspaper. But Princess Elegantia and Princess Vula and all the other princesses started pushing forward. They wanted to be famous. They had forgotten all about Princess Wendy. Just then a frog croaked from some nearby bushes. To the other princesses it sounded like ark, ark. But Princess Wendy knew that the frog was saying, Hey Wendy, it's me. Aren't you going to help me teach those princesses a lesson now? Wendy went over to the frog. She recognized him at once by the whistle he was wearing around his neck. Oh, thank you so much for helping me doing all that jumping and running and catching, said Wendy. But it's okay. You don't have to punish the other princesses. I really don't mind about them. At least I'm good at sports now. But really she was sad because she still didn't have any real friends. The frog looked at her with big, sorrowful eyes. I'll be your best friend, Winnie. Just kiss me, he said. So Wendy bent down and kissed the frog. She didn't really want to, but after all, he had been very kind to her and didn't really have any more warts on his face than Princess Vula. Of course, the frog immediately turned to a prince. "Ah, Wendy," said the Frog Prince, "think how jealous all the other princesses will be now when you walk away with your handsome prince into the sunset." Wendy looked at the Frog Prince. He was wearing gym clothes and he was very muddy and sweaty. He smelled really bad, which was fine for a frog in the pond, but not so good for a prince. She liked him better when he was a frog. Sweaty, slimy. The Frog Prince reached out to hug Princess Wendy with his sweaty, slimy arms. Luckily, Wendy knew how to run very fast. The end. Hey kids, what do you think about that story? Well, what do you think? The taste?
I like how the frog taught her how to run and jump, and I liked in the beginning how she didn't know how to do sports, and I liked how the other girls had superpowers and she didn't, and the frog teach her to have superpowers. To run and jump. So what did you think about it, Princess Readalong?
I liked it because I liked how she could talk to frogs and how how the other princesses didn't like her because she couldn't do everything they could. And I liked, like how you said, how the Frog Prince taught her a lesson, taught her how to jump and how to catch a ball and how to run. Well, the end. Thanks for listening and read lots.